The macro themes in the 2022 edition of LaSalle's Investment Strategy Annual provide a roadmap. This roadmap can be used to navigate real estate markets around the world in years ahead. We focus on 5 major trends. First, what we call the endemic economy. Over the next 2 or 3 years, we foresee an economy that does continue to recover, although in fits and starts. This will generally act as a tailwind for a real estate recovery. The exact timing of any transition from this pandemic stage of the coronavirus to an endemic stage, that's a steady, low base level, is not known, especially with virulent strains like Delta and Omicron still spreading fast, not to mention new Greek letters that may still be coming. But regardless of this uncertainty, we're surely getting closer to this endemic stage as vaccination rollouts continue to get traction around the world. This virus does not respect national borders or income or wealth, and in its wake, countries must rebuild economic productivity. They've got to relink supply chains, realign social patterns, and recharge their spending power. But we're optimistic that this rebuilding will happen in the years ahead. The second theme we call a higher standard. More is being asked of real estate in several different directions all at once. Sustainability or ESG criteria, rising tenant expectations, these are among the asks that investors must respond to. These higher standards raise the bar because it's really putting societal and environmental goals alongside traditional financial targets when investing in real estate. Strong financial performance in 2021 also leads investors to expect more of the same. Yet rising values may make this difficult unless leverage or other types of carefully considered risk-taking can rise too. The third theme is rising liquidity and inflation. Real estate has shifted from capital-starved to capital-rich several times already in this century. In the last 3 years, deal flow has swung back and forth from abundant in 2019 to scarcity in 2020, now back again to abundance in 2021. The most recent supply of capital has more than kept pace with the rebound in deal flow, and this creates challenges for the deployment of fresh money, even as it boosts the performance of assets already in a portfolio. Rising inflation also raises new issues, favoring some property types more than others. We discuss all these issues in the Investment Strategy Annual. The fourth theme is climate change. The attention given to climate risk is accelerating around the world as more evidence of climate change becomes visible. The impacts of more volatile weather patterns and rising temperatures, well, they appear more frequently in the news. The United Nations Climate Change Conference, or COP26 in Glasgow, was covered extensively by the media, and more pledges of net zero carbon came out of that 2-week conference. The shifting in public opinion is also shifting the political process in many countries. Nearly 80% of the world's GDP is produced in countries that have pledged to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. The cumulative costs associated with wildfires, flooding, droughts, and high winds also continue to rise. In sum, investors are going to need to factor climate risk analysis into their strategies and execution in the years ahead. The fifth theme is the long-run demand drivers that LaSalle has studied for over a decade. The 4 secular demand drivers are demographics, technology, urbanization, and environmental factors. Each of these are going to continue to shape real estate markets in the years ahead, but the progression and shape of these forces change as societies get older and react to each of the global themes that I've already discussed. These changes are explored in a series of insight reports that are linked to the ISA 2022.